Hey, good morning. We're going to do this early video before the phone starts ringing and before the guys come in and start driving forklifts back and forth in front of us. Kind of our thing on our equipment is a single handle joystick for driving the machine forwards, backwards, left, and right. And one of the things that some of our mechanics that call in, they're kind of daunted with adjustments and they don't know where to start. They don't know where to, where things should be. It's a fairly simple process, like anything else, as long as you know what you're doing. So one of the things that we have moved into over the last 20 years, we use a turnbuckle or a left and right hand threaded rod end in a aluminum tube for linkages. One's longer than the other. One on the back side is a short one, this is a long one. So basically what this end is a left-handed thread, which is denoted by this knurl spot here. This end is a right-hand thread. So if I rotate this tube one direction, it brings these two rod ends together, makes them closer together, and if I turn it the other way, then it makes it longer. So we can install this with everything loose and then make those adjustments by rotating this tube. And once we get it to the point where we want it, where we like it, and everything is lined up, then we can tighten these jam nuts on here and lock this thing down. All right, so we're going to install this shifter linkage, what we're going to call this. We're going to install this into this body. So you can notice here that we have a washer in between the rod end and the lever, which gives us spacing. It spaces this rod end away from this flat metal so that it can rotate freely and not bind on this jam nut. So we're going to install that on this, and we're going to put the nut on. We're going to do the same thing on this one in the front. I'm going to install the lock washer. It's already got one on it. So we're going to put this on there. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to align these two arms right here and get this point here between the center of this shaft and the center of this rod end. We're going to get that relatively level across this way. And the way that we do that is we're going to rotate this shifter linkage until that is relatively horizontal, parallel to the floor. So that looks good. So whenever this is lined up correctly, these two are going to be perfectly in line, so that if there was nothing in this hole, these two holes would line up. You could literally put a bolt through it. So we're going to rotate this, and we're going to align those two arms. So at this point, we could go ahead and tighten up these jam nuts on this linkage and also on the one on the back side. So we can go ahead and tighten those up. We could tighten these nuts up because this is level and it's correct. Both of them are in line. So now our second thing is we want this handle to be right here. Whenever we get done, we want this plane of this piece of metal to be level this direction and this direction. So we're going to adjust this to where, as you can see, both of these are in the holes and this is not level. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this linkage by rotating these rod ends a little bit more. And then we're gonna do this one also. So we're gonna rotate this out and extend that a little bit to where that is relatively level this direction and level in the other plane. And then we can tighten these things up and make sure that everything is going to have full motion forwards and backwards, left and right. So let's go ahead and put the nut on here and get this kind of snugged up. Okay, so this is pretty loose here. Let's go ahead and snug this up. All right, so that makes our shifter nice and tight, and we can go all the way forwards, and we can go all the way backwards. One of the ways that we can determine if this is stroking this pump 100%, so if this linkage is moved all the way forwards in this slot, you can see that this slot will actually impact the head of this bolt. So when it goes all the way up, you want to make sure that it should be impacting it. So now, see, I can't pull this paper out. It's really kind of hard to see without a really good light. And the same thing when you're going in reverse, you put this on the top side and it should impact that bolt. Same thing on the other side. You can do the same thing over there just to make sure. There are times when this is not adjusted properly and maybe this bolt will impact the floor, or maybe this linkage or this mount will impact here, or and so it will stop this handle in a position where you don't get full movement out of the other portions of the deal. So you just move this forwards and you make sure that that is impacting in that slot, and you do the same thing on the other side. So if the machine is not tracking straight forwards when you go forwards all the way, if it's not tracking forwards, that means that the shifter can be adjusted to make sure you go 100% on that motion. So once you get all that adjusted, you can go back in and you can lock down all these lock nuts and verify that all of these are tight and in line, and you're ready to go to work.